What up guys, welcome to another YouTube tutorial for the Making Beats for Fun series. This is just a quick breakdown on how to record your vocals in Native Instruments Machine, or you can sample the internal audio as well. So I'm using a audio interface, the Scarlett 212, that's plugged into the USB of the MacBook, and the version of Machine software 2.7.2. so this is what works for me. If I want to quickly just record my vocals and sample or chop up a sample, begin by creating a new file in the Native Instruments Machine software. And what I'm going to do, just use a loop. So I'm just going to choose a hip hop loop, 93 BPM. It's a WAV file you can drag across onto the sound here. We don't want to do a scene, we want to do a group or a pattern. So what you want to do, this loop is 93 BPM, so you want to change the BPM of your track to 93 as well. And what we want to do, you can change the polyphony to 1. That will play the sample once, it won't overplay over itself. And then double click on here, and then with the mouse you can select the length of the pattern. You can have 2, 4, 6, 8 bars. I know this particular sample is 2 bars, so I'm going to choose from 1 to 3. And once I start to play, I'll be able to hear my drum beat. And then all I want to do is just to record either my vocals or record an instrument with a microphone. So to do that, let's go to the machine preferences. And I'm going to change the audio. At the moment I'm using the Soundflower. It's set to multi-output device, so you can record the sound from machine. I'm using ScreenFlow. So once I change it to the Scarlett 212 audio interface, it's got to be your left channel and your right channel. It's going to be able to record my vocals, but you guys won't be able to hear the drum beat. I'll change it back to multi-output device afterwards. So you click on the plus sign, create a new group, come down to your sample over here, and you can see it's picking up the microphone. And we don't want it in stereo, we want it in mono. That will record both left and right channel. And the input, leave it as is. The mode, leave it on sync. And then the pattern length, you can choose the free pattern. And pretty much once I click on here, just to move that to 2 bars as well. Let's see, as soon as I start to press the start button, it will record my vocal. And then you still have to go into your Native Instruments hardware to press shift record as well to begin the recording. So you won't be able to hear the drum sound. I'll change it to the multi-output device afterwards. But yeah, let's begin. Freestyle fanatic, systematic, this is hip hop, I just love it. Okay, so as you can see, there's the waveform. I'll change the audio preferences back to the multi-output device. And now you'll be able to hear what I've recorded. So this section over here, you have your record, edit, slice. So if you want to edit your sample, you can normalize it, you can reverse it, you can fade in, fade out. And then the slices, if you come down to your machine hardware, you see the first sort of button on the hardware starts to flicker. So what I can do, drag that across to the first little bar, and then the polyphony can change to 1 as well, so it doesn't play of itself. Freestyle fanatic, freestyle fanatic, freestyle fanatic, freestyle fanatic, freestyle fanatic, okay, so what I'm going to do is just chop up the sample into probably 4 bars. So on your hardware, when you press Freestyle Fanatic. You can see the second this is hip hop button on the hardware. Love it is flashing, so whenever you want to press that, it'll click on your second sample. So first one, Freestyle Fanatic, systematic. Okay, so what I've done, the second sample, systematic. This is hip hop. If I don't kind of want to edit it a little bit more, I can drag the left and right sort of cursors. Systematic. This is hip hop. I just love it. Okay, so that last one I wanted to start at about there. I just love it. I just love it. Okay, so I've got on the machine hardware pretty much 4 little samples. Freestyle Fanatic, systematic. This is hip hop. I just love it. Okay, so what I want to do is apply that, and it will come onto my machine software. And if I start to play, it would have done kind of the samples would have been brought into the machine software. Freestyle Fanatic, systematic. This is hip hop. I just love it. Okay, so I don't want that. What I want to do, just select all the samples, delete them, and then what I'll do is I'll play them manually. Freestyle Fanatic. Okay, so you can change on your machine hardware the pad. You can set it to fixed velocity. Freestyle Fanatic. Okay, so you hear the polyphony that needs to be changed to 1, so 1 play over each other. Freestyle Fanatic, systematic. This is hip hop. I just love it. And now, just over here on your sound, I can add a effect to it. I can have reverb or beat delay. So what I'll do is just add a little bit of a reverb, and then when I play it, Freestyle Fanatic, systematic. This is hip hop. I just love it. Okay, so let's press shift record. Freestyle Fanatic, systematic. This is hip hop. Freestyle Fanatic. Okay, so not the best of recording, but that's how pretty much you record your vocals or any instrument into the Native Instruments software. Freestyle Fanatic, systematic. This is hip hop. Freestyle Fanatic, systematic. This is hip hop. Freestyle Fanatic, systematic. This is hip hop. And then if you don't want to reverb, you can take that away. Press the plus sign, and then the internal, you can choose any other effect or Native Instruments. If you want to add equalizer or compression. So what I'll do for now, just leave it as is. This is hip hop. Freestyle Fanatic, systematic. This is hip hop. Freestyle Fanatic, systematic. This is hip hop. Freestyle Fanatic. Okay, and last thing we want to do as well, if you want to record the internal audio. So for instance, if there's something playing on YouTube, I'm going to play one of my beats from the YouTube channel. I go to my machine software again, the auto preferences. Let me turn this down a bit. Okay, so you go to your machine preferences and the audio, and this time I'm going to select the Sunflower 2 channel. So you see the Sunflower 2 channel in the left and right channel. Close, create a new group, go to your sample over here. Okay, and when you go record and I press play on the YouTube video, you see it's picking up the sound from the internal audio. So this time you want to leave it into stereo, so it's picking up the left and the right channel of the audio internal. And again, once I press the start button, I'm going to make it to 2 bars as well. Once I press start and then I press shift record on my audio hardware, it will record it as well. freestyle fanatic, freestyle fanatic, systematic. This is hip hop. I'm freestyle fanatic. Okay. So again, I'm going to change the audio preferences to multi-output device so you can hear what's been recorded. And yeah, once I press play, it's recorded my vocal that I recorded earlier with the mic, and it's also recorded the internal audio. So again, you can go to edit, you can normalize the waveform. Freestyle fanatic, systematic. This is hip hop. Okay, and then change the polyphony to 1. The slices, again, you can edit the slices and make a couple of samples from that. Or if I press apply, it will apply my vocals that I've recorded plus the internal sound as well. Freestyle fanatic, systematic. This is hip hop. Freestyle fanatic, systematic. This is hip hop. Freestyle fanatic, So this just pretty much a quick breakdown, either to record your vocals in Maschine, or record a instrument, or record internal audio from YouTube or the internet. Yeah. So again, if you want to do it, another quick breakdown, file, new. You select, instead of a scene, you select a group or a pattern. So if you want to record the internal audio preferences, I have Soundflower, so you choose your Soundflower 2 channel. And you go to your sample over here. When you hit record, make sure it's set to stereo in left and right channel, the mode to sync, or if you change it to detect, you can push it up to around 0 dB, and then once I press play on YouTube, you can see it's picking up the volume on here. Or you can have it on sync, and then it will sync to the bars of Native Instruments Maschine. So let's redo it again. Just click once on here, choose 2 bars, 4 bars, back to sampling, press start, and then on your hardware you have to press shift record. Okay, sorry, I did it for 1 bar this time, so you can set the length to 2 bars, 4 bars, or let it run all the way. So yeah, again, Maschine audio preferences. If you want to hear what I've just recorded, I have to change it to multi-output device, and it just recorded 1 bar this time. I can normalize it. Okay, that was a little bit too loud, but yeah, this is pretty much how you do it. If you got any questions, give me a shout. This is what works for me. So I'm using Native Instruments Maschine audio interface, the Scholar 212 on the MacBook, and the OS operating system should be pretty similar on Windows as well. And yeah, that's it for today. Give me a shout if you need any help, and see you soon.